I can call it. I've got the notebook here. So this is case number C343540, State of Nevada versus Yuxia Zhang. Can I have appearances, please, starting with the people that are in my courtroom?
Dena Rinetti for the state.
And good morning, Honorable Ben Bateman, Department Advocate. I stand by counsel for the defendant.
All right. And then the court will note for the record that the court is actually appearing remotely as this matter was filed on July 18th at 12:03 p.m. and as there is a current calendar call set for, I believe it's August the 12th. I don't have the calendar in front of me, but I believe it's August the 12th. And the court is out of the jurisdiction until August the 5th. I wanted to get this on calendar as soon as possible based on last week's hearing as well. And so we reached out to counsel to see if everybody could be here today. So I apologize that I am not there in person, but I was already going to be out of the jurisdiction when this motion was filed. And I thought based on the fact that I know what's going on in this case and I'm up to speed, that it would be better heard by myself than heard by anybody else that is subbing in for me. All right, can I get appearances for the people that are on Zoom right now, please?
Yes, Judge, this is Attorney Ben Bateman.
Okay, and Mr. Shetler, if you could state your appearance for the record.
Yes, Your Honor. Travis Shetler, 4747.
All right. And we are here on an emergency motion to request court-appointed assistance of counsel pursuant to Amendment 6 of the Constitution of the United States. Madam Zhang, the court has read and reviewed your motion. I have a question that I would like to ask you first because Sir Sachs, who is the co-defendant in this case, filed a motion for standby counsel, which the court appointed last week, which is why Mr. Bateman is here. It appears, based on your motion, that you are seeking full counsel, not just standby counsel in this case.
Yes, Judge.
Is that accurate?
Yes.
All right. I will hear any objection from the state. I will note for purposes of the record that there was previously a phoretic canvass that was done in this case, and Madam Zhang was allowed to represent herself. And so now going back and seeking court-appointed assistance of counsel this close to trial is somewhat unusual, but I also want to ensure that the due process rights and the constitutional rights of the defendant are taken into consideration. So, Ms. Rinetti, objection?
No,
If
no,
any?
I don't have any objection or appointment of counsel. At this juncture, I understand it's kind of late in the game, but I also understand the fundamental right to counsel. I did reach out to Mr. Shetler regarding his potential appointment in this case, as well as Mr. Bateman, who was appointed as standby counsel. And Mr. Shetler did inform me, and he was gracious enough to let me know that he was going to accept the appointment. And we did talk about the realistic likelihood of going to trial in a case like this with this much litigation. And both Mr. Bateman and Mr. Shetler were kind enough to let me know that this trial date probably would not be possible. And I truly appreciate that. I can understand that. Although it's frustrating from the state's point of view, I also understand the reality of things. What I would ask this court to do is, I know it doesn't appear that Mr. Sachs is present here today.
Correct.
What I'd ask to do is, I know we have that calendar call coming up, but if we could do a status check as well that day to reset the trial. I know Mr. Sachs had some discovery he wanted to still look into. And hopefully at that time, what I'd ask this court to do is, when we set the trial date, they're either going to go with standby counsel for Mr. Sachs, or Ms. Zhang is going to proceed to trial with Mr. Shetler, or for some reason she does not want Mr. Shetler anymore, that she's already been thread a canvas, like this next court date is gonna go. But with that, Judge, I know it's a long answer to a very simple question of no, the state has no objection to the appointment of counsel.
Okay, and let me do a couple things. So I know that we have on August the 6th, because I wanted Sir Sachs to speak with Mr. Bateman first before any other questions were answered by me that were not in front of me at our last hearing last week. So my intention was to see whether or not Mr. Shetler was going to confirm as counsel today and then bring everybody back in on the 6th, since I will be back, and we can discuss moving the trial, any other issues, and then that would give Mr. Shetler and Mr. Bateman both an opportunity, and Mr. Sachs, to, speak with Mr. Bateman and get any issues, and then potentially put something on file something if there are any issues that the court needs to concern it with it prior to then, and then I can have an opportunity to look at everything. So that was my intention, was to keep that status check date for the 6th. If that works for everybody.
That's fine, and that was at 11:30, I have in my notes, right?
I believe so, yes.
So yes, that should be.
And yes, Your Honor, this is Shetler. I can confirm, we did get to have a couple conversations last week,
Okay.
and the 6th is a fine. I may be in trial, but we'll work around that.
All right. So I will note for the record, Mr. Shetler just confirmed as counsel for Ms. Zhang. So he is being appointed as counsel, not just standby counsel, but as counsel for Ms. Zhang. We will keep that status check date on for the 6th of August at 11:30. And if at that time Sir Sachs and Mr. Bateman need to do something different, we can. I will say this, to the extent, Ms. Rinetti, that you said, she was previously canvassed, and now I am not inclined to allow her to fire Mr. Shetler if she decides that once again she wants to represent herself. So I will note that for the record. But if we have to cross that road, we will get to it. But I've been looking at some research on that issue, and it would be my inclination that if she is now asking for counsel, that's fine, but that we're not going to go back on that in the future if she ultimately decides that she wants to try and fire Mr. Shetler. But we can deal with that in the future if we cross that road. So at this point, I will, if there's nothing else from anybody, any issues that need to be brought up today, then Mr. Shetler is confirmed, and I'll see everybody back on August the 6th at 11:30.
And Your Honor, may I inquire, if I could get from the court, I'll ask your staff, if I could get your trial staff so I can confirm with Mr. Shetler and Mr. Bateman before that August 6th date, so we can figure out a new trial date.
Absolutely. You all can either call my JEA and get that, or you can ask the clerk at the conclusion of today's hearing, because normally I would give it to you, but I don't have it in front of me. So you can either ask the clerk or you can call my JEA, and you all can coordinate that and try and find a spot to get you all in. I will ask, how long, Mr. Shetler, do you think that you're going to need to get up to speed? Because I will note, this is a 2019 case, and just as a defendant has a right to a speedy trial, the state also has a right to have their case tried. So how much time are you going to need?
Your Honor, I appreciate that. Ms. Zhang and I need to speak in a little more detail, but Ms. Rinetti and I discussed making sure that we have a firm date that works for everybody, including the defendants, and that we'll be ready to go by then. I do think, if I recall, Ms. Rinetti mentioned possibly, correct me if I'm wrong, Dena, maybe a spring area time trial date, something March, April-ish maybe. That should work.
Oh, we're pushing it out that far. Okay.
Possibly, Judge. I just don't know enough yet.
Yeah, I just need to push it to next year because unfortunately my
Gotcha. Okay.
And I do have a trial in Northern Nevada that will go in November. That will take a few weeks. And so it seemed like that might be feasible. Of course, if it works with your calendar, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. Well, let's nail down some dates then and have some options for everybody when we come back on the 6th. Is there anything else from you, Ms. Rinetti?
No, thank you so much for accommodating us for today.
No problem. Anything else from you, Mr. Shetler?
No, Your Honor. Pleasure to be here. Thank you very much. And Ms. Zhang, we'll speak soon.
All right.
Yes.
Anything else from you, Mr. Bateman?
No, Your Honor, not this time.
All right. I'll see you all back on the 6th. Thank you very much.
Thank you.